Good morning and happy Saturday. Come on in. Let me do just a little bit of housekeeping here. And let me get to the right page. There I go. Flippy around. Here I am. Say hi when you pop in. Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome to Diva Designs Academy. Today we're going to do something really fun. I can't wait to share it with you. Maybe something that you've not thought of before. So come on in, grab your coffee, your tea, whatever your fancy is on this Saturday morning. If you are new to our page, I am Mara LaFay, owner, creator, and designer of Diva Design Stencil, also with Vintage Retail Therapy by Mara. I would love for you to say hi when you pop on, and let me just see if I can see comments here. Not just yet, but there we go. Hi, Robin. I don't see your comment. Can you put in a comment, please? Please. Just so I can see if I can see comments. There we go. I see that Sheila's here as well. A few of you just popped on. There's Sheila's comment. They're perfect. Perfecto mingo. Let's go. Let's do it, you guys. Welcome. What's everybody up to this Saturday? It is a cloudy day here in Fallbrook, California. I'm in San Diego County, and I think fall is kicking in. Hey, Robin. My watch literally just fell right off my arm. Good morning, Sherry. Good to see you here. There's our Kay. How are you this morning? Seems like I was just here, and I was just here on the main page. We did, oh God, I'm so itchy. We did a fun project last night, and we did use the Bohemian border stencil. So this is what we're going to be featuring today. I did a little bit of prep work because I wasn't really sure exactly what I was going to do. There's my beautiful Ari. So we are going to be using the Bohemian border stencil. I really love it, and I know I say that about all of my stencils. This is from the latest release, and I do really love it. So this, if you don't know, you can back to back these. So I actually used this last night, and I did it this way, and then I did it this way, and it makes a full circle. So that's really kind of a clever idea. But today I'm going to show you how to do an all over pattern using a border stencil. Maybe you've done it before, maybe you've not thought about it, but I'm going to show you how it's done today. Let me get my camera down and tell you what we are starting with. I thrifted this box. Let me sit down. I thrifted this box, and it was a cream color, and it had some really kind of funky flowers on it. Good morning, Donna and Brunia. So I painted it in black, and I actually did paint it in a glossy black. Unbeknownst to me, it was glossy, and I didn't know, but I kind of rolled with it. So I gave it 2 coats of glossy. See, this is the color it was. I'll do the back after. But I thrifted it, and I thought this would be a great box to either set on your table, to put plants in. It would be really cute for the holidays to put like layer a bunch of Christmas trees in there. I didn't really want to make it specifically for Christmas, although it had some painted poinsettias on there. And you can see there was a lot of texture on this box. Hey Molly, how are you? So I didn't necessarily want to make it for Christmas because I thought it may be kind of fun to leave out all year round. As a centerpiece, you could put fresh flowers, you could put vases, you can layer candles in there. I'm all about creating functional art, and to me, if it's something that I can leave out and it has a purpose, I'm all about it. Hugs to your sweet mama, Ari. Okay, so painted it in black. We're going to go ahead and do the stencil. I did it on this side as well. There's my Denise. How are you, sister? Let me get this around. I'm not going to show you the other side yet because it'll be a surprise. So we're going to be using Pent Art acrylic paint in metallic gold. And I always have to stand up when I stencil. Let's get some paper towels. We're going to do something fun. My home is black and white. It's been black and white for about 10 years. Probably about every 3 or 4 years, I change the accent color. It's been black and white and red. It's been black and white and apple green. It is currently black and white in like a French blue. So this is what we're going to be doing today, but I love gold. So we're going to be adding in some gold. We're going to be doing some shadowing. Let's get started. We have about an hour, And then I am headed over to my IOD inspiration page. So this is actually 20 inches long. So a lot of the times you may not know where to start. Do you start at the edge? Do you start in the middle? Where do you start? And the reason I always start in the middle, if possible, is because then I have the same spacing on both sides of my stencil, and then whatever I put on the end, it's going to match on this side, okay? You went hiking. Oh my gosh, how wonderful is that? I'm not a hiker, and I only run if somebody's chasing me. I probably should run. I really need to. All right, so 10 inches is my middle center. So I'm going to start with it right at 10 inches. Hang on, let me move this over un chupito. Hang on. Molly, I thought of you last night as I was doing my Italian lessons. I'm learning how to speak Italian. I'm hoping to, next year for our 30th anniversary, take a trip to Italy, among other places. All right, so move that up. And there we go. That's right at about 10. Good morning, Rebecca. How are you? And I think I'm going to turn this over the other way, because what's happening is you can see my body is pushing up against this stencil, and I may bump it and shift it. So I'm actually going to stencil it away from me, and then you guys can see as well. So I'm using the PentArt acrylic paint in gold, and let me just get a little bit more on the palette. Ooh, okay. And I already did the other side, so I've got my brush and everything ready to go. Offload, offload, offload. I can't say that enough. I don't know about you. Hey, Dana. Happy Saturday, Denise. I love black and gold. I just think it's elegant. I think it's timeless. And I think I can use this for the holidays and all year round. You guys, if you wouldn't mind sprinkling or sharing or whatever the correct word to say nowadays is, I sure would appreciate it. If you know somebody that loves stenciling, or maybe is curious about stenciling, I would love for you to invite them to our page. I'm here every other Saturday with you, and I'm actually at some point going to go to a weekly live, and it will probably be during the week. So there's Mac. How are you? Are you all rested? All right, so I started in the middle, dead center. The reason I did that is so that I will have the exact spacing on my two sides. There's my Anna. Anna, message me when you get a chance. I've got something to tell you. Okay, so there we go. I have my first three. We're going to dry that. Thank you so much for sprinkling. So I'm going to show you how to create an all-over pattern with a border. So now when I place this here, now I know I'm going to have the exact same spacing on this end as I will on this end, because I started in the middle. Come on, booger. There we go. Okay. I love gold and black, don't you? Or are you a silver gal? Let me know in the comments. Gold and black, gold and silver. I think they're both good. but I think black and gold are just timeless and elegant. So see, now I have this little corner here, but I'm gonna have the exact same size on the other corner, which is the beauty of finding your center. Now, I get it. Sometimes things are not evenly spaced and you can't do that, but if all possible, try to get as close to it as you can. Okay. Dina likes gold, warm colors. I do too. I mean, I love silver too, but if I had to choice, I would pick gold over silver, which is funny because I wear silver jewelry. I used to wear gold jewelry back in the day, but I don't know why. I just kind of switched to silver, and I've kind of stayed there, kind of parked there. But then again, we were just talking about this the other day. Okay, are you the type of person who changes your purse with every outfit? I just was talking to one of the gals yesterday here at the shop, and she was saying, oh, I love this purse and blah, 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 blah. I change my purse all the time. I was like, God, I have a ton of purses. I never change my purse. I should, unless I'm traveling. I should. I'm just so busy, like, I don't have time. Denise loves them both. I do too, for different reasons, but I probably, for home decor, I would gravitate towards black. So you can see I have the same on both ends. I have my phone plugged in, so you're going to see that cord. It's just because I have another live after this and I can't run out of charge. So you're a gold person too. Yeah, home decor is always gold, and then silver for my body. All right, now here's where we're going to start getting an all over pattern. So we're actually going to take this stencil. Awesome. Denise is taking notes. I should take notes. I should take notes. I'm all set though. If I wanna order a coffee, or if I wanna say Lui es Italiano. There's Lynn. You wear your purses out before you change them. Okay, so now we're gonna take that same center and we're actually gonna be moving this and adding it right here. And we're going to go in between. Let's see if I did that right. I think I'm going to move that over just un poquito más. It's hard to see because my stencil is kind of dirty. So it's hard to see underneath it. And we'll just clean that up a little bit. So I could see. All right. We're going to go with this. We're going to go with this. Yeah, I need to take notes. I really should. Half the time this stupid app is harassing me. You have a purse insert. Oh, you know what? I have one of those too, Catherine. I don't know where it is. Somewhere in my closet with my purses. And that, I thought that was such a clever idea. Hopefully I lined that up right. If not, I lined it up right on the other side. Yeah, Anna, I'm with you. I feel like gold pops on more projects than silver. Although silver definitely has its place. You're going to see how fun this is and how easy to create an all-over pattern with just a border. But I think we're going to put a twist on this. I think we're going to add a second color. I've been on the fence about this, but I think I am going to do it. I think I am. I've already started working on the next collection. I have a really fun all-over pattern. Look at that. Isn't that great? Hey, Sharon. What do you think? I mean, it looks like it's meant to be like that. Just by turning it up. It's a da-da moment. Let's talk about cleaning stencils for a minute. Metallic paints have a tendency to build up on your stencil and often can be difficult to clean if you're not using the right product. I tell you a couple of things that I've used. I used to use Murphy's oil soap, which works really great on your brushes, but I've just recently started using the Awesome Cleaner from the dollar store. I made of damask, absolutely. It's fabulous, especially with metallics. You spray your stencil and let it sit, I don't know, 5 minutes, go and have another couple of sips of coffee or whatever, and come back and just take a little scrub brush. Sometimes I'll spray it on my brush and use my brush to clean my brush and my stencil at the same time. And it works wonders. So if you have a Dollar Tree by you and they sell that Awesome Cleaner, it really is awesome. Good morning, Linda Miller. It really is awesome, especially for metallics, because they can be persnickety to clean. I'm so funny about my stencils. I love them clean. There's nothing worse. Oh, Charlotte, I'm so sorry. Sending prayers your way. There's nothing worse than a dirty stencil. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Okay. So, I don't know if you've thought about this. Awesome soap is amazing. Much cheaper than Murphy's oil soap. But that works really good too. It's just a little bit pricier. So I'm the type of person, and I was raised this way. My mom came from the Depression era. She didn't waste a thing, okay? And that's kind of how she raised me, not to waste. That being said, it's cheaper. So I spend the money on the things I can't substitute, and then I save where I can. It just makes sense to me to do it that way. So I can already tell, because I've done both sides of this. This is very kind of caked on. And I'm actually going to be using it again. Just because I think we're going to be adding another color. All right, let's try this. I think we're done with the gold. Donnie uses the Awesome too. It really is. I know whoever named that, it's perfect. It's the perfect name. So now with one border stencil, we've created a damask all over pattern, which I think is fabulous. All right, let's try it. And let me show you what I did to the other side, which I've already done. I think, let me know in the comments. I think we need to add another color. What do you think? So here were my choices. I could either do this, whoa, it's not closed. I could either do the Sparks, Mermaid Sparkle, but I think I'm leaning towards the Country Blue because this matches my house better. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So let's layer that. Look at this, I did the other side already. Look at that. Isn't that perfect? So, I don't know, to me this is holiday. This is year round. Let's layer. Should we layer another color? What do you think? Yay or nay? Yay? Nay. I think we should. I think we should. All I need is one yay. I got a heart. I got lots of hearts. Thank you for those hearts. All right, so my paint was a little bit dry, so I kind of had to reconstitute it this morning. So let's Yay. Okay. Let's do it. I knew you guys are adventurous like me. All right, so now this is kind of gunky. I may take a minute and scrape some of this off. Hang on. Let me see. I don't want to wash it because it may take a minute to dry, but I think I can scrape some of this off. Just using my palette knife to scrape off some of the gold. Because if I wash it, I'm going to have to dry it. And that might take a minute, so let me take that same minute and clean this. Country blue, yeah, I think so too. And that'll match in my house too, if I decide to keep it. If not, it'll probably go in auction. But you can never go wrong with a good French blue, in my opinion. Yeah, this is caked up so bad. But it cleans up pretty good. So basically I'm just taking my palette knife and I'm kind of scraping it on an angle. Hi Liz, we are creating an all over pattern with a border, with the Bohemian border stencil. And because this design kind of has that damask-ish look, it's kind of like a sophisticated boho, I think. All right, we're on the home stretch, ladies. Bear with me. Let's chat. So, tell me in the comments, what would you like to see in the next collection? I've already started working on it. I'm working on a really great all-over pattern. I feel like all-over patterns are great because you use them all the time. And we do have several in the Diva Designs line. We have Cottage Lace, which is probably the #1. Hi, Nicole. Probably the #1 stencil. There's also the Diamonds Be Fabulous. That's a great all-over stencil. Bohemian Rhapsody is a great all-over stencil. There's a lot of good ones. So this one is going to be, I'm trying to think of how I can describe it. A little bit boho, but elegant. I love mixing styles because, I mean, come on, let's face it. Nobody puts baby in the corner. Who wants to stick to just one style anyway? How boring would that be to do the same thing all over and over and over? God, my nose is itchy. I always thought that meant you're going to have money, but someone says you're going to kiss a fool. So I don't know. Maybe both. Maybe both. All right, so just one of these days, I may do a little bit of a small reel showing you how I clean my stencils. And I also have, we have a great brush cleaner. We're out of right now, but I will order it and it'll be here in a few days. But I also picked up these, gosh, I think they're made from makeup brushes. And I hang them over my sink. And I store my brushes in there upside down with the bristles down. Because you don't want to store water in the ferrule of your brush. Because what it's going to do is it's going to loosen up the glue. I just have one more. Just have one more to clean. Bear with me, you guys. Hang in there. It's pretty much just peeling right up. I know this is boring to watch. Give me 2 shakes, we'll be done with this. Now you also don't want to go against the points of your stencil when you're cleaning. Always try to go in the direction of where your points are, not against them, so you don't kink them up. Because, come on, let's face it, there's nothing worse than a kinky stencil, right? No kinky stencils allowed. On the home stretch here. So this palette knife came in really handy just to clean off all that metallic paint. And it's pretty much just rolling right off of it. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just enough so that I can see what I'm doing underneath. Because I'm going to shift my stencil now. We're going to add another color. We're going to create a shadow. Want to get it out from the openings. So that I can have some crisp lines on there. Crispy lines. Okay. That's good. Itchy. Feels like it's gonna rain today too. What's the weather like by you? Has fall started to appear? I know it has here in Southern California. Usually it doesn't start showing up until October. Usually September is pretty warm. But we've been having some unusual weather. Probably would have been easier to grab another stencil. Hello, right? All right. Thank you for your patience. Alright, so it's kind of sort of clean. Clean enough to move on to our next step, which is some shadowing. That. I'm going to move this down so you can see. Hello, Chula. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You slept the whole night through. Good morning to you. I don't even know where that song is from. It's very old. Showing my age here. Right, so, let's do this. We'll start in the middle. And we're going to do a little bit of shadowing in blue. So you place it right over where it was and move it just slightly over. Tape it down and let's do it. I don't know if I should use this brush. Let me just get the color off of this. Let's try this. Let's get a clean paper towel to offload. No, I want to use the other brush. don't care if it's perfect. I love a good old world look, and those are never perfect. So that gold is going to be in the background. Love that. The blue is going to be on top with that gold shadow. Something different, a little bit unique. Maybe two colors you never thought to put together. But I love to give you some fresh inspiration. And I do love this. It is really nice. You can tape down your stencil. You can also use stencil adhesive. I'm not big on cleaning stencil adhesive off my stencils, so a lot of the times I'll just hold it. I don't even care if not every spot is covered. I think it's going to be fabulous. Christy is here. Hi, sweetheart. Again, just something a little unusual. Now, if you want it super elegant, you certainly could leave the gold. But look at how beautiful that is. Isn't that stunning? Let's try that. If you want to distress this, you could take a little light sandpaper. Afterwards, you could also add in a third color as well. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Good morning, Julie. All right. So again, place it over your initial design and shift to the right, to the left, up or down. In this case, whatever you do, make sure you do it the same on each side. Did you guys like that? You love the combo? Something different, right? I get tired of seeing the same old, same old. And it matches my house. Not that I have any place to put it. So you really get to decide how much of this gold you want to cover up. If you don't want to cover up that much, you certainly don't have to. I mean, there's no stencil police happening here, so whatever your jam is, if you wanted to add in a third color, you could. But I think it's really pretty this way. Okay, and I moved it. Which way did I move it? I moved it to the right. Now just be consistent. Like I said, you can move it up, you can move it down, to the right or to the left. That's right, Christy. We're not the same old gals. There's a new sheriff in town. All right. I even love the texture that it creates going over that gold, because the gold is a little bit thicker. So it creates a little bit of texture. Love that. I think it looks great. Let's do this. Now start in the middle. Let's dry that because it's a little bit wet. So again, you don't have to add the second color. If you like a more formal look, definitely just go ahead and leave it gold. I think it's beautiful, but I want it to be just a little informal but formal. You like the combo? Thank you, Kay. Yeah, it's unusual. Most people don't think of putting light blue and gold together. That just shows you how weird my brain is. I could have used the sparks, but I just felt like I like the combination of the matte and the gold behind it. Let's do it. Do it again. All right, where am I? Where am I? Right here. All right, so I think I went off to the right, so I think I'm going to do the same. Line me up first. Hold up. Hold up, hold up. Line me up. And shift. Any questions? It's pretty self-explanatory. If you've not done this before, I really encourage you to try this because it's just such a fun way to get some extra dimension on your stencils. And then, like I said, adding the double border creates a really fun all over pattern. So I want you to look at the bohemian borders, not just as a border, but just as a way to create more patterns. Because you can do this with any of the stencils. There's some spots I may want to leave just to be more gold. Hey, Joy. I sure am missing all my ladies that were here last week. I wish we had another few days to play. But I tell you what, next year is going to be off the charts, ladies. Our retreat next year is going to be off the charts. I've already started planning. My head is spinning with ideas of how to make it better. Let's get that dry. I haven't decided what I'm going to put on the sides. I may put a mold. When in doubt, step away. I'm either going to put a mold or I may put a gold, one of the IOD gold transfers on the side. I haven't decided yet. I'm thinking a mold might be really pretty because there seems to be a lot of pattern. So a mold would give it a really nice dimension. Which one? I don't know. I can't think that far ahead. I need a little bit more paint. Again, you can add a third color in here if you wanted to. You certainly could. You're really just limited by your imagination. Let's get a little bit more paint. Offload a little bit. And I'll start doing the other side. Until we run out of time. And then I need to regroup and we'll be live again at 11:30. Just enough time to clean up and do it again. Those of you that are in our IOD inspiration group, you may be sick of me by the end of the day, but by golly, we're going to have some fun. Voila! Oops, I got one more. I left out one. Okay, so I need your feedback. Do you like, and I'll show you the other way. It gets better and better every year. Thank you, Mac. That's so sweet of you to say. I love that I get to see Chris every year, too. I wish I could see her more often. Especially since she's not that far. Okay. Need a vote. Lynn, you're so sweet. All gold. Gold and blue. I love the all gold because I feel like it's timeless and classic. I love the gold and blue because it's unexpected. So I like things that are a little bit different that I've not seen before. Which do you prefer? Or better yet, what other colors would you put with this? I could even see this distressed a little bit, honestly. I just want to dry it enough so that I can turn it over. Connie likes the gold. Yeah, the gold is definitely just a little too formal for my house. Christy, I need a money tree. A lot of you are liking the gold and blue. It's different, right? It's different. I love them both. I really do. I have the chunks of gold that I scraped off here. Oh, goodness grief. Look at this. Those are the chunks that I scraped off my table. All right, let's do that for a few more minutes. All right, tip number 1, if you're gonna scrape paint off your stencil, don't leave it behind on your work surface. It is hard to decide, right? Kind of, you just got the stencil out to make some ornaments. The gold just pops, totally does. Absolutely. All right, let's put it this way. Get those gold chunks off of here. I'll sweep them off the floor later. So, line it up and shift. Make sure whatever side you shift to, you do it consistently. So, what am I going to put in this box? Fresh flowers would be beautiful. Maybe some pumpkins, some gold pumpkins, gold and blue pumpkins. I think layering a few different sized Christmas trees would be beautiful. I mean, it could be super functional. You can put your mail in there and all your junk papers because, I mean, let's face it, I'm a piler. I usually stack them next to my computer desk until the stack gets so big that I have to clean it. So it may be beneficial just to have a little box to put them in. I don't know. I'm kind of one of those people where I'm kind of smitten with boxes. I love boxes. Small boxes, big boxes. Anybody else? I'm a sucker for a good box. And I don't know how many times my husband's gone to throw something away. I'm like, oh wait, I need that box. I need that box. I know I can't be the only one. So don't even worry about getting full coverage over your gold. Really, here's the thing. It's an old world look, and they're never perfect. In fact, sometimes I think it looks better if it's not perfect. You too, Joellen? Yeah, I'm a sucker for a box. Need a little bit more paint. So we use the Pentart Metallic Gold acrylic and Pentart Country Blue. Yeah, would be, you know what? It is a good size to store molds, Mac. Here's my problem. I have over 150 molds. So this probably wouldn't work for me unless if maybe I was taking them someplace. Like if I was doing an on-site class and I needed to carry my molds. This would be a nice little basket. A nice little box to carry my molds in, or my supplies. Sometimes I'll carry supplies from one suite to the other, and I have these little bins right here. So when I'm doing a live, I'll grab whatever materials I need from my studio next door, and I'll just put them in that little bin, and then I can use that same bin to carry them back. Otherwise, I'm carrying them like this, and they're getting dropped all over the place. You guys liking this project? Did it inspire you to create an all-over pattern with your border? Or maybe to try two unusual colors? Or maybe to try to shadow your stencils? I actually think I'm going to get this project done. Got a little sloppy there, but it's okay. Sheila saves really good boxes, but then you end up with too many and you have to part with some. Share them. Share them with a friend. Yeah, you could leave the bottom gold and the top blue. I mean, that's always an option. Look this way. Turn the box around. All right. On the home stretch. No, Joellen, this is the new Bohemian Border stencil. It is from the new collection. But you could use the French Quarter. French Quarter is another great stencil. Okay, 2 more sections to go, and then we get to see it finished. think I'll have just enough paint. Do the hokey pokey and turn the box around, right? That's what it's all about. Turn the box around. Remember that one? My disco ladies. I don't know, I grew up in the disco era. We grew up dancing in the discos. My brother and I used to enter dance contests all the time. Oh my God, so corny we were. Saturday Night Fever was all the rage. That's when John Travolta was a young stud. Who remembers that? I know I'm not the only one. Yeah, disco was really big when I was growing up in New York. And then we moved to Florida. Boy, it was all over there too. Right, we are done, you guys. So we started with a 20. Oh, I have one more. Sorry. Sorry. We have one more. One more. I'm going to put the brush in there. Poop. Let's see if I got another. Got another brush right here. There's no shortage of stencil brushes around here, that's for sure. Just a little bit more paint. I almost kind of like it if it's not perfect. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a good, clean, crisp stencil line, but when you're doing an old world look like this, you really almost don't want it perfect. I don't think. I think it just adds to the charm. Thank you so much, Janet, for sprinkling. Ha! We finished. Dun 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 dun! The crowd goes wild. Let me show you. We started with a 20-inch box. 20 by 5, so it's pretty hefty. I may actually paint the top of this gold. Bohemian border stencil. But we created an all-over pattern. You can do the same with this one. You can back-to-back this and make a full circle, and it actually looks really, really good. You can also do it with this one. This one is the same, but they don't really match up the same. But if you take this portion off and then back-to-back it, it will create a border. Same with this. So they're made to be used in a lot of different ways. Painted in black. You lived through the disco era, but we did the country swing and line dances. Oh my gosh, I remember that. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning. Hi, Julie. Pentart gold, and then we went over it in a shadow with country blue. So out of one border stencil, we created, you like that? Mm-hmm. We created an all-over damask pattern, which can be used for every day. It's kind of like a boho elegant, if you will. But anyway, if there's any questions that I missed, go ahead and pop them in the comments. I will see you back here on the Diva Designs page in 2 weeks from now. And those of you that are in our IOD inspiration page, I'll see you in about 30 minutes. Have a wonderful Saturday. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're not following the Diva Designs page, go ahead and touch your screen. It will give you an opportunity to join if you have not. And if you're catching this on the replay on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Ciao for now.